Welcome to my channel for comprehensive tutorials on fundamental principles to complex problems. I'll cover it all. Feel free to share, subscribe for more contents. Thank you. Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode which is 10.6. It's the sixth exercise and the last also. In this topic we are going to be discussing conditional probability. This is exercise 6 that you can find on page 302. If you need a PDF of this book, you can message me on WhatsApp, as I always say. Now, moving on to question number 6. In here, we are going to be dealing with conditional probability. It says a regular pack of playing card contains 26 red cards and 26 black cards. That is very usual. If you are asked to pick a card at random, what is the probability that you will choose a red card, given that one black card has already been removed from the pack and not replaced? That means out of 52 cards, one is taken out. So remaining are 51. Now remaining red cards are 26 and remaining black cards are 25. So altogether they becomes 51. So the probability of choosing a red card given that a black card has been removed, so it's going to be 26 out of 51 because there are 26 red cards. Now moving on to question number 2, it says a bag of sweets contain 3 red sweets, 4 green sweets and 2 orange sweets. So that means we are talking about 9 sweets altogether. Now when it comes to the question, it says Harjeet chooses a sweet at random and eats it. Satpal then chooses a sweet. That means one is going to be missing from that. So Harjeet's sweet was orange. Remaining sweets are 3 plus 4 plus 1, which is equals to 8 sweets now. Since one orange sweet has been eaten, so possibility of having an orange is 4 over 8. So remaining green sweets are 4. So finally, the answer for this part of the question is going to be 4 over 8 is for this one. This is going to be the answer for first part of the question. Now second part says that Harjeet sweets was red. Remaining sweets are 2 plus 4 plus 2, which is equals to 8, since one red sweet has been eaten. So remaining green sweets are 4. So probability is going to be 4 over 8, which is the answer for this question. Now comes part B. It says what is the probability that they both choose green sweet. So it's going to be again 4 over Harjeet is green over 4 over 9, and then Satpal chooses green is 3 over 8 because one is going to be missing. Then comes probability that both chose green sweets. So that means it's going to be 4 over 9 is going to be multiplied by 3 over 8, which is going to give us 12 over 72. The final answer for this part of the question is 1 over 6. Or even if we do not simplify, so final answer is going to be 12 over 72. When it comes to question number 3, this is going to be a bit tricky, but I have made it more simple for you. Now it says a group of 50 people went to a restaurant for a meal. They each choose a main course and a dessert. Their choices are shown in the following table. This is the table provided over here in the question itself. Now, the first part of the question says, what is the probability that a randomly selected number of the group will have chosen? First of all, they go for chicken curry. So, what is the probability that a random selected member of the group choose a chicken curry? That is going to be 24 over 50, because this 24 tells you that the answer is going to be 24 out of 50, because 50 is the number of total people. Second part says the ice cream. For ice cream, we go for 23. That means ice cream is over here, and that means total number of people in the restaurant are going to be 50. So 23 over 50 is going to be the answer for B part of the question. Now third part says in part C that cheesecake, given that they chose pizza. So that means 17 over 26. Why 26? Because the total number of people, those who are going for pizza, is 26. So 17 over 26 is going to be the answer for this part of the question. Now comes In part D says chicken curry, given that they chose ice cream. So it's going to be 14 out of 23. This one I'm talking about. Now comes last part. It says ice cream, given that they chosen the chicken curry. So it's going to be 14, of course, 14 over 24, because number of people are going to be 24. This one I'm talking about. So this was question number 3. Moving on to question number 4. When it comes to question number 4, it says if Kebe is late for school, the probability that Lillian is late for school is 0.7. 0.7 you can consider as 7 out of 10. So if Kebe is not late for school, there is a still probability of 0.2 that Lillian will be late. Now, the probability that Kebe will be late for school is 0.2. Here's a tree diagram illustrating this information, but this tree diagram is incomplete. So let's complete this tree diagram. So this is going to be 0.2. So this is going to be 0.8, since the probability always becomes equals 1. So 0.8 plus 0.2 is going to be 1. That's why I know it's going to be 0.8. In case if in the examination test or in the homework also, always remember probability is always and always equals to 1. So fractions are going to be part of their options. So late is 0.2, so that means not late is 0.8. Now when it comes to here, if it is 0.7, so this one is going to be 0.3 over here, because 0.7 and 0.3 when added together it gives you 1. So if this one is 0.2, so this is going to be 0.8. This is how you have completed the tree diagram. Now comes to the questions. In here it says, what is the probability that Lillian will be? So Lillian will be looking at this part in the first part of the question, which is over here, part B. So what is the probability that Lillian will not be late, given that KB is late? So in here, the answer is going to be 0.3. This is going to be the answer for this part of the question. Now comes, what is the probability that Lillian will be late for school? So it's going to be 0.3 once again. 0.3 is going to be the answer for this part of the question. Now comes next question, which is question number 5. In here, first of all, it says, when Tanavat goes on holiday, he asks his friend Niran to water his plant for him while he's away. This usually happens once you go and you are very much caring about your plants. So before going, you just give it to your friend or somebody to take care of the plants. If Niran does not water the plant correctly, the probability that plant will die is 0.8. 0.8 means that 8 out of 10. If Niran does not water the plant correctly, there is still a probability of 0.2 that it will die. So the probability that Niran will water the plant correctly is 0.7. So they are asking us to draw a tree diagram in which it says use a tree diagram to work out the probability that the plant will be alive when Tanawat returns. So when you look at this tree diagram, I have divided it into two different sections. So if it is water correctly is 0.7, I have mentioned over here. So this is going to be 0.3, does not water plants correctly. So in here, always remember that this one and this one add up to 1. Always remember. This information I have taken from the question itself. It says already they are saying that these values where to keep. So I have kept it the same way. And the only part what I have done is that adding them together should be giving you a 1. Now, in the first part of the question, it says Niran watered correctly and the plant lives. So it is going to be 0.7 and 0.8 multiplied together to give you a 0.56. So this is the possibility. Now when it comes to Niran does not water correctly and the plant lives, is 0.3 and 0.2 is going to be multiplied, so 0.6. Now when we add these two probabilities, it's going to give us 0.62, which is the answer of the first part of the question. Now comes the second part. It says, what is the probability that Niran did not water the plant properly, given that Tana was returned to find out the plant is dead? So the plant is dead can happen in two different scenarios. First is Niran watered correctly and the plant dies. So it's going to be 0.7 and 0.2 will be multiplied together to give you a 0.14. Now, second possibility is that Niran does not water correctly and the plant dies. So it is 0.3, and 0.8 that you can see over here in the tree diagram also. So this gives you 0.24. Now when 0.24, these are the possibilities, okay? These are two possibilities, and here this gives us 0.24. 0.24 is going to be divided by 0.38. How did we get 0.28? Is the possibility of B, 0.14 and 0.24 when they added together to give you a 0.38. This is the total possibilities. Now in here, when divided 0.24 is divided by 0.38, it's going to give you this answer, which is in the book itself. Moving on to the next part of this question, which is question number 6. It says a coffee shop asked 60 customers whether they drink coffee or tea. Some drank only coffee, some drank only tea, and some drank both. And there are some people, those who drink neither. This information, as you can see in the Venn diagram, the question is over here. As you can see, this you can find in the book itself. But I have converted this information into numbers for you to understand in a better way. Like for coffee, there are 43. Why I'm saying 43? Because coffee is addition of 20 and 23. When it comes to tea, 37 I'm writing because when you add these two, these are people, those who go for tea. Those who drink both is 23, very obvious, written in the center. And this 3 is the number of customers, those who don't drink neither coffee or tea. Now, when it comes to altogether, once we are going for altogether, it's going to be adding all these to give you a 57. And 60 minus 3 is going to be 57, or whatever the case is. Now, the question is that drink coffee, given that they also drink tea. So, for the first part of the question is going to be 23 over 37. 23 over 37. And why I'm saying this? Because 23 over 20, 37 is the addition of these two numbers. So this is how your final answer for this part of the question is going to be 23 over 37. Next is does not drink tea given that they drink coffee. So it's going to be 20 over 43. Means I'm talking about 20 over 43. These two are going to be added together. If you read the question, you will understand why I'm saying 43 as an answer for this part of the question. When it comes to C, does not drink coffee, given that they do not drink tea also. So it's going to be 3 only. 3 are the people I'm talking about, and out of 23. So this is the answer for question number 6. All ABC are done. Now, this can be tricky for you to understand in the beginning, but if you read this carefully, it's going to be easy for you to understand. Now, if I see this, we are talking about two different events. Events could be in sports, it could be any football or rugby or cricket or whatever. So, whenever you see a 0.8, that means we are talking about 8 people out of 10. And if it is event B, it's going to be 0.7. That means 7 out of 10. Now, once we unite both of them, the possibility is that any student is going for different two different subjects, or if any sports. So that means those who are going for opting for 0.5, this 5 people are opting for both. So in here, they are asking you to find out AB. That means it's going to be 0.5, 0.5, and 0.7. These two are going to be the calculation. 0.5 divided by 0.7, that means it's going to be 0.714 as the answer for the first part of the question. Now, second part says BA, that means 0.5, and 0.8 we are talking about 0.5, and when adding them together is going to give us 0.8. Now, when it comes to second part of the question, third part of the question, so this is 0.5 divided by 0.8 is going to give you 0.625. Now, when it comes to A, B complement means not in B. So that means we are talking about this one and by itself. Not in B means it should not be going for B. So that means 0.3 is divided by 0.3 is going to give you a 1. Now, since A complement and B complement, that means we are talking about someone who is not in B and not in A. That means it is not possible to have. So the final answer for this part of the question is going to be 0. And that's how this exercise 6 ends, which is the last question of this chapter, this topic, I mean. And that's how the chapter also ends up at this. And very soon I'll be uploading two more videos. First is going to be on practice questions on the same topic, on conditional probability or whatever I've explained you from exercise 1 to exercise 6. All mixed questions are going to be there, with which we are going to be practicing. And second video is going to be on examination style question from past papers that are taken from this topic. So I'll be making two further videos soon after this. Thank you very much once again, and thanks for being with me. And your share and your likes and comments matters a lot to me. It means a lot once you connect with me. And as I always say, that in case if you're preparing for Cambridge or your friends or anybody you know, and if you are a teacher professionally teaching somewhere and using this book, I request you to recommend to other teachers also, so that others also can get benefit. Because the difference, what my subscribers describe me, that the difference between your videos and other videos is that I solve each and every question. Because in my opinion, being a teacher, what I see is that maybe some questions are easy for me, but it's not easy for the students to solve. This is why, with this hope, I have made these videos. And thanks once again for being with me.